questions though, right?
Oh, yeah, do that.
Mike.
Kamal, what's up, buddy?
Oh, man, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing
crazy, crazy, but there we go.
So it's after 5 o'clock over there. You're in UK?
UK, yes, it's just like quarter past now. Quarter past 5, yeah.
Quarter past. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. You look great, kid.
Wow, you know, it's a bit responsibility now, and we tasted the championship things at the Olympia, so we're not going to let go.
You ain't letting go of that. Not even for a second. All right, Kamal, you look incredible. I have not talked to you or congratulated you, I think, in person on being Mr. Olympia 212. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you so much. To be honest, it's an honor for me, to be honest. I've never, like I say, spoke to you as well, but I've always following your videos, your crazy things that you've been doing. And all your yeah, it's crazy. It's good. It's good. It's nice to meet you. Nice to see you guys.
Oh, thank you, man. So what I love is in our industry, there's certain things that go more global than the title itself. The reputation of the person, the character of the person, and your reputation is the nicest guy around. So I wanted you to know that, and I appreciate that being in this industry now since 1987, is that it's great to have somebody with quality character and a great personality.
I mean, thank you so much. I mean, this is, to be honest, I think this is, it's up to my parents, my family back home, how the way they actually brought me up as my mom and dad. And to be honest, that's all, it's all to them. And I'm thankful to them. I've been brought up like this. I know I've always been wanting to do things myself. And I've been a crazy kid when I was little, like, because I'm from a big family. And my dad—
How many?
Well, 6 brothers and 3 sisters, so all 9.
I got 4 and 5.
4 and 5.
Yeah, 4 brothers and 5 sisters.
Well, that's a big, yeah. That's unusual, for, to be honest, for like American or Western countries. I mean, for us as an Arab countries or whatever, that's normal. I mean, there is bigger families, but it just me. I'm the only kid. When I was little, I wanted to do things myself. I don't want to relate it to my dad. I wanted to make it myself, to be honest. Even when I left home when I was 22, and I went to Malta after I did compete. My first show was 94.
Nice.
And yeah, and I did Mr. Olympia. So I said, that's it. I'm done. Now I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna go for my thing. So it's been, for me, I think maybe it's been like, I've always wanted to be a bodybuilder. I've always wanted to be a champion. So that's why, just my head, I'm not seeing any other things. Just wanted to be a bodybuilder, which is today, as you know, it's just like all happening. Yes.
Well, let me ask you a couple of questions then, because we're very similar in a couple of things. We're both from 9, 10 brothers and sisters and big families, 9 for you, 10 for me. Where were you on the lineup on the kids?
And I'm the 4th. I've got 2 older brothers and 1 older sister, and I'm the 4th one.
Okay.
So yeah, and then I've got 4 and 5, which is younger than me.
So. I know we got to start counting on our hands. Wait a minute, I got the. What I love is, for me, I learned from the elders. How was that for you? Did you watch them, learn from them, pick up habits, anything like that? What got you inspired to do bodybuilding?
Not really, to be honest. I'm the only, like I said, I'm the only one. All of my brothers, they are actually work, because we are like back home. I've got like a family business, which is my dad. He's a carpentry. We've got like a carpentry business, joinery, furniture and all this. So it's quite successful back home, and we never had any issues. My dad is always looked after us, all my brothers, even now, to be honest, when we, even all my brothers older and everything, so he still sets up everything for them. Like if you need a car, he'll buy your car. If you need the properties and everything, he's done everything for us, and he's still doing. But
That's great support.
I'm the only one, like I said, like after I started bodybuild, which is 1993, it's the only, I wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't looking at to be a bodybuilder. I've always wanted, like, you know, the old days, the karate and, you know, the fighting, whatever, because watching Bruce Lee and watching, that's what I wanted. But because my dad, he doesn't want to let me, because in the morning, like, we go to college and come back, he wants us to learn the skills, which is as a carpentry. So there is no time for me to do the karate stuff, because all the clubs, they shut earlier. The only thing I found in front of me, the gyms back home in Libya, they shut about midnight. So I said, okay, and I've got my cousin, he actually trains a little bit, and he said, come on, we go to the bodybuilding gym. Come and try, maybe you'll like it. So we started, and luckily I've trained in one coach, which is, he's actually a Libyan champion. He used to live in Germany, he returned home and opened small little nice gym. So I started training there, and then he told me, Kamal, I think, after 6 months, he said, I think if you be with the right place, with the right people, you will be a world champion.
Oh,
and I said,
great.
What? Yeah, so he spotted me, to be honest.
How old were you at this time? Is this after college?
23.
I love it. Okay.
I was 23. And then my coach told me, like I said, my dad, Hearn, basically just passed away, actually, about 3 weeks ago. Oh, no, a week ago. So he told me, he said, yeah, you could do it. So after 6 months of training, we had a camp, me and my friend, we went to the beach with my training partner, we took some pictures, and these pictures, every time I see now, we don't know how to pose, we don't know how to, like, it was a crazy shape and crazy. And I took him to my coach and I said, what do you think if I can beat? So he was looking into these pictures, he said, Kamal, you could, but my training partner, no, you still need time. I said, okay, what is it to compete? What shall I do? I mean, I want to compete. And he said to me, what you do in life? I said, I'm just at the university or college or whatever. And then I go help my dad with the factory. And he said to me, this will cost you a lot of money and forget about it. And it's like, I looked at him, I said, why are you just trying to get me out of it? He said, because it's going to cost you a lot of money. I said, okay, what money? Just let me know. And then, yes, I haven't got money because I get my weekly spending money from my dad, because I go to university and I'm helping. Right. So he gives like a week salary, which is as a spending money, because we've got everything. And he said to me, will cost you about $1,000. That's back in 93. $1,000 will cost you to prep you for a competition. I said, okay, let me ask my dad. So I asked my dad, I said, listen, I want to compete, and I wanted $1,000. He said, what's for? $1,000, Dan, it's like a big money.
Yep.
Yeah, and he said to me, I said, my coach, he said, we want to buy some supplement proteins and everything. He said, write it down for me, because my dad, he travels in Europe and he goes around. He said, I'll bring it for you. So I can't tell him because he wants to, whatever, you know, the other supplement. And it's my dad, I let my dad travel. He's got one business trip, and I've sold my car. I used to have like a Honda Civic, small little Honda Civic, and I've sold my car. I came to my coach, I said, here we go, that's $1,000. And then we prepped to that show, was Libyan Championship, and I won actually my first Libyan Championship.
Awesome.
Championship with 70 kilogram. And then since then, I said, that's me, my coach, he's right. I won my first show. To be honest, I looked a small little virgin, but it's, I prepped with the...
Oh, lost him. There, he's back. You're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, somebody trying to call me, so... Yeah.
They're all bugging you now.
I know, somebody's trying to call. It's my brother from back home, because I tried to ring him earlier. So, yeah, and I said, okay, that's for me. I'm just gonna find where is better. If his first competition in Libya, I won.
Right.
So I really
A good start.
Yeah, good start. So I traveled to Malta. I stayed there for 2.5 years without letting my dad know. So my dad, he doesn't want me. He said, what do you need? You've got everything here, blah, blah, blah. And like your brother. I said, no, I want to make it myself. Took my bag, left home, stayed in Malta for 2.5 years, and then moved to UK. Wanted to learn English to be more like, to know more about bodybuilding, to read about it more. I never spoke English before. And came here to England. I did a few shows. Oh, God. Yeah, so
You're famous. That's what happens.
Yeah, that's it. And I did like few shows here in England. 99, I won the UK. They don't want to give up. They don't want to give up. Oh, sugar. Yeah, so I did that show, and I won like I won the Britain, I won the Universe. I was competing with NABA. I did the NABA Universe. I won the NABA Universe. Now Britain overall, NABA World as well, the European. So I won nearly every single amateur show with England. And then I had the contract signed 2003, moved to Qatar. So I signed a contract representing Qatar. And as I've stayed there about 10 years representing Qatar. And that time I won about 5 times IFBB World Champion. I won about 11 times the Asian Championship. And I won the Asian Games as well, because in 2006 Qatar, they hold the Asian Games in Qatar, which was very big as an Olympic, they put bodybuilding and the Olympic Games. And I won that as well. I won the Arnold Classic Amateur twice with them. And I won like few, what they call it, the World Games as well as a bodybuilding. Nearly every amateur show, which is you name it. So, and then finished my contract, came back here to England. I've opened a gym here to England. I said that at least I need to get back into the business again. I opened a gym here in England. So train and and I got back into it. Yeah, so it's not bad career, but it's not bad. I struggled a lot, to be honest. As you know, leaving home, not speaking English. I've never asked my dad for 1 penny. And I remember like I left home with $500 and I struggled a little bit. It becomes sometimes I had like really struggled with no money. But I never, I said, if I ring my dad, I want to ring him to get one-way ticket back home. I don't want to ask him for anything. I'm going to make it. That's what I've always done. And I struggled quite a lot. I mean, I've done a lot of crazy things. I've stayed even outside with no roof on top of my head as I'm struggling with money-wise. I couldn't find any job with paperwork and everything. But at the moment, I'm proud. I own like 3 gyms, 2 very big gyms in Libya, very big ones in Libya. And one here in UK. I've owned my own property, which is here in UK. I've got some stuff. So all this through bodybuilding. It's been so it's like proud of myself and my family. They're proud of me now.
I love that the focus you have, which I love seeing. We're old school kind of souls where we can make this on our own. There's no plan B. Plan A is going to work. We believe in ourselves enough that you did not, no matter how bad it got, tuck tail and run. You stayed in it. You stayed in the fight, regardless of how bad it got, and you kept living it and pushing the dream. I try to tell people that you're such a different character when you go through those battles and you come out the other side winning by yourself, in a sense. It's great to have a support crew. I 100% that, but again, I think it has to come within yourself to want that fight and stay in it. So I'm proud, man. That's great.
Well, to be honest, it is. When I see it now, it could be a massive, nice story. It's a really because I did struggle a lot, Mike. I mean, really. I mean, do you remember leaving abroad with no money in my pocket? Nothing, struggling. I said, no, I've lived like with some, when I went to Malta, like I remember one day, I'll tell you this story, like I came and it's like, went to this guy, a friend of mine, he is there, he lives there. And he said, yeah, stay with me until you find a job. So they share in a house. So he's got a room and some other lads, they got a room. I came one day and I've seen like there is some lads, I mean, they use drugs. I'm talking like injecting cocaine or whatever. I don't know what they want, the stuff they inject in that stuff. And it's like this, throwing the floor after they inject. I said, I came here, I want to be like better. I want to be a bodybuilder. I want to be this. I'm mixing with this. He said, Kamal, but this is, I've got nowhere to go. But I mean, we had to help these guys. They in the floor. I thought, is it that? Is it not? It's the first time ever I do these kind of things. But to be honest, when they wake up, these lads, they come to me as good as gold. They help me actually. They buy my foods and that's, don't even think to be like us. We stuck into it and they work and they do everything. It's like I'm mixed with a lot of hard things, and it is crazy. I mean, it is crazy. But
I hope people understand the I've never met a successful person at the top of the pinnacle, on top of the mountain, that if I look at you, you're Mr. Olympia, you got 3 gyms, you're successful, you did it on your own. The majority of society looks at you and just goes, life was easy. You know, you had a good family, dad had money, it was easy. And it's never easy. It's never, and no matter what you go through or trying to be the greatest at something like this is, and that's where that kindness comes from, because you've been in this struggle. People think that you're kind because of, yes, your family helped you. Your family was there and they taught you principles, but you've been at the bottom. And so that kindness is, you know what it feels like to be down there. So you'll never be that arrogant person to people, because you know what it's like to be struggling and what it's like to have nothing. And so I appreciate that, that you're a champion and you've gone through that struggle. I just want them out there, the fans, to know that it's not easy. Even though if I look at you today, it looks like, you know, sun and rainbows and everything's perfect.
Yeah, to be honest, Mike, I mean, this is the nicest thing. And I mean, I've seen myself when I first see like big guys as like the Olympia champions or like big names, and it's like always like, look at these guys. So I want to be something like that. And when you see some of them, like you're trying to talk to them, they a little bit ignorant, and it just like they wouldn't give you time. I said, why they're like that? Why is this like this? And I've always wanted to be as a normal person. It's nothing to do with bodybuilding. It's nothing to do with my titles. Nothing. As an amateur, as my career as an amateur, I think I'm the only one that won this all of titles. I mean, I've won a lot of amateur titles. I mean, if you want to count the world champion, I won 10 times world champion between the IFBB and NABA. I mean, I won a lot of overall. I won a lot, but never, ever, ever touched me to be changed or to be like a different person. Even now with the Olympia, or when I go home or when I come back, and I mean, I've got a lot of respect from all these people, because at the end of the day, all I say, my title is done, is okay, but my personality, that's what's gonna go with me. The title is there, people, they're gonna forget it. After like you lose or after you retire, it's gonna finish. But your personality and who you are, and this is, I think, that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be.
I agree. Let's jump over there. Let's talk about this Olympia. I know the fans are curious about this. You're training, you won it, you're going to come back. Obviously, you're going to try to be better. What was the off season for you as of late? Mostly because of, I don't know how locked down you were overseas, but how was the lockdown? How did you make it through? And how was that training, getting ready for this next show? Did you change anything? Did you try something new?
To be honest, there is few things, which is, let me mention the BPI first, okay? I've been working with the BPI for the last maybe 6 years now. We're working as a partner, which is not as a sponsor athlete, but we do a business together. Like I said, we import like stuff to Libya for my gyms, for my supplement shops over there. So I've been working for them all the time. Last year we had the chance to be like as a sponsored athlete from their from this company as a BPI, as one of the greatest company I like, because if companies that I don't like, I will never ever bring it to my business or bring it to my gyms. I has to like it first to make sure everything is working good for me and it's got good name. This is why I've got a lot of trust from people like even abroad or surround the Arab areas, or our side, okay? They always have got the trust. Whatever I bring has to be the best. I'm saying this because when I talk about BPI, they'll say, oh, how come you just signed with them last year? No, guys. I've been working with BPI the last 6 years. So this is one of the things. Okay, before I wasn't using BPI all the time. No, but now I'm using everything from BPI, from my actually maybe trainers to my supplement, everything, my clothes, everything from BPI, my supplement. So I think it did a bit different with the lockdown, because I'm being lucky. I've got my own gym here in England. So for me, I'm able to be training. Is nothing different. Yes, maybe it did help me a little bit because there is no work. Everything is closed. Everything is like this. So eat and just sleep and eat and sleep and train, and that's it.
As we say, full-time bodybuilder, huh?
Exactly. So there is no business back home. There is nothing, because I do involve with the gym equipment as well. I'm the distributor of pre-core gym equipment back home in Libya. So I do a lot of different other businesses. So that everything stopped. It just made me focus into bodybuilding. And I started, to be honest, prep for this Olympia. After the Olympia last year, we had a chat, me and Chris Asiro, which is my coach, as everybody knows. I said, what we're going to do next year? He said to me, he sent me a picture one day. I told him, what are you thinking? He said, bigger and leaner next year. I said, I'm up for it. When are we going to start? He said, we start tomorrow. I'm talking, that's December last year. I said, I'm ready to start. So I started early, December, so to prep for me, like non-stop. I was going with this lockdown.
Hold on for a second, because they're not going to be able to stay with you on here. I want these guys to really understand this. So I've known Chris since 1990. So it was curious. You win the Olympia, and everybody that's watching this is going to go, well, you looked incredible. But you walk off stage and you've been competing a while. You can still get better.
Oh, yes.
You can still get better. So what was it that Chris wanted to do to make you even bigger and harder? So those are two different things. I mean, obviously, you want to put on that size, but a lot of people lose some of the quality. So what is Chris, and did the calories go up? Did you the supplementation change? Did the meals, did the training change?
Yes, what we agreed, because what I said to Chris, normally I've never ever used a training coach. So I've always done my training myself, the old school, what we know as an old school. That's always I've trained. I've never changed like different angles, what like Charles Glass does or the other coaches, which is training coaches do. I've never tried. I went with Chris to Qatar, me and Chris to Qatar before the lockdown, as a seminar over there. We were invited by Powerhouse in Qatar. So the owner of Powerhouse, he said, Kamal, we've got a coach here. He does a really good training technique, and you probably train with him. So I said, okay, let's go. So I stayed there 10 days. I've been working with him. Chris, he's never saw me in my training. So he stayed with us for them 10 days. And he said to me, Kamal, I think this coach will improve you much better. Because in them 10 days, with different technique, I felt really fuller as we trained some muscles that we never trained, because it's a different angles. And I really felt really good. I said, yes, we're going to do it. This is maybe the different what we did with the
Thanks, buddy. Sorry about that.